Hare Krishna. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Asya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshunitannila Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manodhustam Sthapitam Yena Bhutena Swayam Rupa Paranam Dadhati Swayam Param Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamanam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sadhajatam Sahagam Radhanam Kritam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Ravita Shri Shankam Vikamscha Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagapati Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastuti Kancana Gravandi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Pashubhani Sukhdevi Pranamani Pipa Sindhu Yagri Chiprafita Anvam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Vedanta Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Vishnu Vidalipal Padati Punya Shri Nirajana Samani Savakana Sri Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Vishnu Vidalipal Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Gauravan Pacharani Vishnu Mukham Karoti Vachalam Tandam Gangam Shri Guru Vidinapati Hare Krishna. So we are reading from Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila chapter 4, Shri Madhavendra Puri's devotional service. So we are reading text 19. So this is Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He took sannyas and he moved out from Navadvip, from Shantipur, and he traveled to. So it was decided he wanted to go to Vrindavan. Where he took sannyas and he wanted to go to Vrindavan. But then Advaita Acharya deflected, Nityananda Prabhu deflected him. They made a plot and they got him to Advaita Acharya's house in Shantipur. And there it was finally decided he will make his base Jagannath Puri. So we're going to learn from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life everything about the bhakti. So on his way to Jagannath Puri, he stopped in Remuna. And he started to remember the story of Gopinath. So text 19. Shiruchora Gopinath Prasidha Tanranama Bhaktagane Kahe Prabhu Se Ta Akhyana. The deity was known widely as Shiruchora Gopinath, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told his devotee the story of how the deity became so famous. So now we have to remember who's Madhavendra Puri?
Disciple of Ishwarapuri.
He's the spiritual master of Ishwarapuri and also Advaita Acharya.
All right. All right.
Sorry.
All right. So Madhavendra Puri's disciple is Ishwara Puri. Ishwara Puri's disciple is Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Meaning he's just one step up, right? And Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling this story now. Not like for us, that was almost 500-600 years ago, right? So this is just one step up from Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We appreciate that.
Spiritual master of Nityananda Prabhu. I forgot.
I forgot also.
Oh,
I should take
something
notes.
came to my mind. Well, who initiated him?
Yeah, I forgot also. Maybe he didn't have his note. Anyway, I have to write down all
Madhavendra
this.
Puri.
Hmm?
Isn't it Madhavendra Puri who initiated Nityananda Ram when he was away on his travels?
I forgot. I forgot.
Is it? I don't
I
remember.
forgotten.
Yeah.
I
Thank
forgotten.
you. We'll have
But
to check that.
yeah, find out and post it, and now I have to start keeping a notebook from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Right? Too much information is there. Super information. So now let's listen to this. Kira Kaila Churi. Ataiva Nama Kaila Kshira Chura Hari. Formerly, the deity had stolen a pot of sweet rice for Madhavendra Puri. Therefore, he became very famous as the Lord who stole the sweet rice. Purve Shri Madhava Puri Aila Vrindavana. Brahmite Brahmite Ghela Giri Govardhana. Once Shri Madhavendra Puri traveled to Vrindavan, where he came upon the hill known as Govardhan. Prenimatta nahi tanra rakri dina ज्ञान क्षणे उठे क्षणे परे नहीं स्थान स्थान. Madhavendra Puri was almost mad in his ecstasy of love of Godhead, and he didn't know whether it was day or night. Sometimes he stood up and sometimes he fell to the ground. He could not discriminate whether he was in a proper place or not. Shaila parikrama kare Govinda kunde ase. Snanakari vriksha tale ache sanyaya vashi. After circumambulating the hill, Shri Madhavendra Puri went to Govinda Pool and took his bath. He then sat beneath a tree to take his evening rest. Gopala balaka eka dukha bhandalana ashiya gedhari kichu balila pasya. While he was sitting beneath a tree, an unknown cowherd boy came with a pot of milk, placed it before Madhavendra Puri, and smiling, addressed him as follows. Puriye dugdhalana paratumi pan, magikene nahi khao, jiba kara dhyana. Oh, Madhavendra Puri, please drink the milk I have brought. Why don't you beg some food to eat? What kind of meditation are you undergoing? Balakera Sundarye Purira Haila Santosh Taharas Madhura Vakye Gela Boka Shosha. When he saw the beauty of that boy, Madhavendra Puri became very satisfied. Hearing his sweet words, he forgot all hunger and thirst. So, he's just looking at the boy. He's so beautiful, right? The boy has brought him a pot of milk, but he is just looking at this boy. He's so beautiful. Puri kahe tumi kahan tumhara vas, kemate jani le ami puri upavas. Madhavendra Puri said, who are you? Where do you reside? And how did you know? I just remembered one incident. My Guru told that incident when there was this war, Pakistan and India war, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Bangladesh, India war. So at the border, so there was so much people coming, flooding into the other side. So the devotees, so people were just like, giving out prasadam and all this food. They were giving food. So when the devotees came, so Prabhupada also sent his disciples to distribute prasadam. So when they were lining up, for the prasadam. So, but before all that, they were having kirtan. They were just having Harinam because Hare Krishna means Harinam, right? So they were having such, so these are all Prabhupada disciples. So they were having Harinam. And then there was the queue for prasadam and all this. So the people, the Bangladeshi people, okay, so when they came inside India, so when they heard of Harinam, they got so drawn into the Harinam that even though they had their hall for the prasadam, nobody was going for the line to take prasadam. They were just so enchanted by this Harinam, you know? And so whoever was in charge, like, he was like amazed. He said that these people, it was like their only meal for the day. It was the only meal for the day. And so he was amazed that the people didn't even care. They didn't even care for their meal. They were just so enthralled by the kirtan. And then, you know, so Prabhupada's disciples, so they were distributing the prasad. So it's like that. So Madhavendra Puri, he was not hungry, he was only looking at that boy. That balak is so beautiful. He said, who are you? Where do you reside? And how did you know that I was fasting? Upavas. Ami kari upavas. Balak kahe Gopami ek grame vasi. Amara gramete ke hana hare rahe upavasi. The boy replied, Sir, I am a cowherd boy, and I reside in this village. In my village, no one fasts. So no nirjala in the village, okay? No nirjala. So I fast for 100 marks, no fasting for me. Keha namagi khaya keha dukha ayachakka in this village, a person can beg food from others and thus eat. Some people drink only milk, but if a person doesn't ask anyone for food, I supply him all his eatables. Text 30. Jananite Shri Strigana to Maha Tumare Dekhi Gela Shri Sabha Dugdha Diya Amare Pathaila came here to take water, saw you, and they supplied me with this milk and sent me to you. So they saw a Baba is sitting there, right? You just see this culture. Actually, I don't know who wrote, somebody wrote an article on this point about whether the dangers feed us or not. So, yeah, there was, I think a Westerner. So what he did, he was like in a sadhu vesh, and he was on the beach, not beach, on the banks of the Ganges. And he had no food, he has nothing. And he said, 100% sure, somebody came with a large platter of food for him. That 100%. So whoever is just lying there with no food, right? The culture is such that. So the women who came here to take water saw you, and they supplied me with this milk and sent me to you. Godhana kahite chahe shigra ami yava arabara ashiami pandalaiva. The boy continued, I must go very soon to milk the cows, but I shall return and take back this milk pot from you. Buddhabaligela balaka na dikhya ar madhava purira chite haila chamatkar. Saying this, the boy left the palace. Indeed, he suddenly could not be seen the place. He left the place. Indeed, he suddenly could not be seen no more, and Madhavendra Puri's heart was filled with wonder, chamatkar. Dugdhapana kari banda gunarakil Bata dekha se balaka punana aila. After drinking the milk, Sri Madhavendra Puri washed the pot and put it aside. He looked toward the path, but the boy never returned. He kept on looking. Maybe he's coming down this road again. Maybe he will come again. Maybe he'll come again. He wasn't coming. Vasinamalayan Puri Nidrana Nihaya Shesharatre Tandra Haila Bahaya. Madhavendra Puri could not sleep. He sat and chanted the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And at the end of the night, he dozed a little, and his external activities stopped. Swapne dekhe balaka samukhe asina eka kunjilana gela hatete harina. In a dream, Madhavendra Puri saw the very same boy. The boy came before him and holding his hand, took him to a bush in the jungle. He was in this dream. Kunja dekhana kahe ami ek kunje rai sita vrishti vartadite mahadukhapai. So all this was happening in Govardhan. Let's not forget where we are. It's happening in Govardhan. The boy showed Madhavendra Puri the bush and said, I reside in this bush. And because of this, I suffer very much from severe cold, rain, showers, winds, and scorching heat. Gramera lokanyama khara kunjahaite parvata upari lana rakha bhalamate. Please bring the people of the village and get them to take me out of this bush. Then have them situate me nicely on top of the hill. Ekamatakari tahan karaha sthapana bahushitala jale kari Shri Anga Marjana. Please construct a temple on top of that hill. The boy continued, and install me in that temple. After this, wash me with the large quantities of cold water, so that my body may be cleansed. Okay, Anupama Madhvi, you want to read?
Mataji. Yes, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. Text 39. बहुदिन तुम्हारे पठा करी निरीक्षण कबे आशी माधवा आमा करी बे सेवना. For many days I have been observing you, and I have been wondering, when will Madhavendra Puri come here to serve me? तुम्हार प्रेम अवश्य करी सेवा अंगीकार दर्शन दिए निस्तारी बा शकल samsara. I have accepted your service due to your ecstatic love for me. Thus I shall appear, and by my audience all fallen souls will be delivered.
Just see now what is happening. Very important. For many days, I have been observing you. And I have been wondering, when will Madhavendra Puri come here to serve me? Meaning that each and every seva that we are doing, Krishna is what?
Watching.
Yeah, he's observing, right? Krishna is observing each and every seva that we are doing, and he's waiting one day when he will give darshan, right?
Tomorrow, sorry.
I have accepted your service. I have accepted your service due to your ecstatic love for me. I think last week, I don't know which, I think 10 to 6 that we are studying. Oh yeah, it's King Chitraketu, the story of King Chitraketu. So the point is made there that there are many Narayanas, many devotees of Narayana. Right? There are many devotees of Narayana. But Narayana Parayana, this is extremely rare. So there are many devotees, but one among so many thousands and thousands of devotees of Narayan, there are very few who are actually Narayana Parayana, meaning he has nobody else except Narayan. He's not counting anybody as his own except Narayana. So this is what the qualification for Krishna come and look for us, right? So he said, I have accepted your service due to your ecstatic love for me. Thus I shall appear, and by my audience all fallen souls will be delivered. So here, Gopinath, he was to manifest himself in public. Now remember, what is this deity of Gopinath doing down there in the earth? Any guess? I think all of you know. Yeah, Amrita Radhe. You have to put on your
Mataji,
camera. If you want to
yeah,
speak, you have to
sorry.
put on it.
Yeah, sorry. Actually, Mataji, he was put under there when the Mughals attacked. So that's when and since then he's been lying there. Yeah. But I also had a
Yes.
question, so which I'll ask maybe later.
Okay, ask now since the camera is on.
So, Mataji, Narayana Parayana, you said they know no one other than Narayan as their own. But like we hear about Uttam Adhikaris and pure devotees that they love everyone, knowing that everyone is Krishna's energy. So, as sadhakas, we should simply focus on Krishna and then eventually we'll reach that consciousness, or we should try to love everyone as sadhakas.
So, Narayan Parayana meaning Narayan and his devotees. Definition of Narayan means Krishna and his devotees, right? Meaning his energies. Right?
Energy.
Krishna is not alone. Krishna is always with his devotees. Right? See, when what Maharaj Parikshit is describing, asking the question to Sutta Goswami, how Vritrasura, who's a demon, has become such a devotee that he knows nobody except Narayan. And therefore he became qualified to go back home, back to Godhead. Whereas there are so many demigods, there are so many Rishi Munis, there are so many human beings who are devotees, but they are not able to go back home, back to Godhead. How is it that Vritrasura, he went back home, back to Godhead? So meaning he's very special. He's Matpara. Krishna speaking Bhagavad Gita, Matpara, meaning exclusively Krishna's devotee, not split in 10 different directions. Right? So this is what it is. I forgot what we were talking about. Bring me back to the context.
Gopal
yeah,
Dev, how he was
How did
inside.
Gopinath go inside earth?
Yeah. So how Gopal came under the earth? Because, well, in the beginning, see, I changed my mind. This is my personal perception. Like before, I used to think outsiders came and attacked, the temples and broke the temples, etc., etc. But actually, inside itself, inside what we call India today, the people were becoming less and less qualified to have audience of these deities, to get the benefit of these deities. So they disappear. So these deities, they disappear. And here, Gopinath is saying, I have been observing you and I have been wondering when will Madhavendra Puri come here to serve me. I have accepted your service due to your ecstatic love for me. Thus I shall appear, and by my audience all fallen souls will be delivered. Meaning that people have become very fallen. So Gopinath disappeared and now he got attracted by Madhavendra Puri. So meaning when a sincere devotee, when a super sincere devotee who is only Krishna, what's the qualification? Ecstatic love, prema. Due to your prema vashe, I became subjugated by your love. So because you appeared on this earth, right? You appear on this earth and you are so ecstatically in love with me that I have to appear because of you. And because I'm appearing because of you, then other people will have my audience also. They will have my darshan. Like Srila Prabhupada. Like Srila Prabhupada. I mean, what he's done. And after him, he just like set it going. And disciple after disciple, they are just building temples, in doing deity installation. Deities start to manifest all over the world, right? Whereas deities have been demolished, temples demolished, everything went low-key. But when Srila Prabhupada appeared, he launched something that's not existed for 500 years, right? The last 500 years didn't exist. Everything was being demolished. So because Prabhupada came, therefore so many deities are becoming manifested. Yeah, Indira Radha.
Yeah, on the question of Narayan, if you remember the 18th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, text 65, where Krishna says, Manmanam Avarvakt. In the purport, always think of me, become my devotee, right? Worship me. He goes on like that. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says there are a lot of, forms, multi forms of the Lord, but one should never even divert his attention to these other forms. Only
Yes.
Krishna. So,
Yes.
so Ram Bhakta,
What's
Narshima
that?
Bhakta. If you are a Ram Bhakta, Narshima Bhakta, how do I understand this? What Prabhupada is saying.
Oh. Yeah, well, there is variety. We are reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, how Anupam, I think it's Anupam, right? He was a Murari Gupta also. They were devotees of Ramachandra, right? Now, Srila Prabhupada, his focus was on Shyamsundar Krishna, right?
Even in Chaitanya Charitamrita, when, as you said, Murari Gupta,
Yes,
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tried, go to Krishna. And he said, I
yes,
can't, I can't.
yes,
I
yes.
tried, I can't.
When we are speaking of Narayana Parayana, we are speaking in a general term about Krishna being Narayan. All right, it's a general term. When we speak of the Supreme Person of Godhead, right, distinguished from the material world, so usually we speak of Narayan. Narayan has many different forms, right? So Krishna is the original, and he expand himself. So usually, like what I'm saying is that material world and spiritual world. So material world, like we say, Vishnu is in the material world. Now, when we speak of spiritual world, we say Narayan is the Narayan of Vaikuntha. So this is what we mean by this term, Narayana Parayana.
Oh,
Are you getting it?
okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
You know, it's like saying God. So we don't say God, we say Narayan.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, who's reading? I forgot who's reading.
I was reading, Mataji, I'll read. Text.
Okay.
श्री गोपाल नाम मोरा गोवर्धन धारी व्रजेरा स्थापित आमीहान अधिकारी. My name is Gopal. I am the lifter of Govardhan Hill. I was installed by Vajra, and here I am the authority.
See, now see who he is. See who he is, right? You know who's Vajra?
Vajranab is the grandson of Krishna.
So meaning 5,000-year-old deity. 5,000-year-old deity is Gopal. So meaning he has been in temples and then he disappeared. He disappeared. So, see, when we have our own deity also, we have to be very careful, right? Should be extremely careful. Yes, Devahuti?
Text 42. তৈলা উপারি হইতে আমা কুঞ্জে লোকানা মেলোচ্ছ ভয়ে সেবক মোরে গেলা পালানা. Translation. When the Muslims attacked, the priest who was serving me hid me in this bush in the jungle. Then he ran away out of fear of the attack. সেই হইতে রাহি আমি এই কুঞ্জ স্থানে ভালো হইল আইলা আমা কাঁধা সাবধানে কাঁধা সাবধানে. Since the priest went away, I have been staying in this bush. It is very good that you have come out. Now just remove me with care. এটা
No, no.
বল
Yeah. So, also this deity Gopinath who's now in Jaipur. Sarara Gopinath, he was found under a tree, right? He was found under a tree. I mean, that's how, when they were running away from the Mughal, so they were hiding the deities in lakes, in forests, underground. So that's how these deities were somehow coming up. I don't know, I saw some blog, like India is such a country, you don't know from where come up. And like this also Shivlinga, I don't know which place it is. Wherever you walk, you find a Shivlinga is just popping up. They come out. They come out of their own sweet will. They manifest themselves. Otherwise, they keep on hiding, right?
এটা বলি সেই বালক অন্তর্ধান কইল জাগিয়া মাধবপুরী বিচার করিল. After having saying this, the boy disappeared. Then Madhavendra Puri woke up and began to consider his dream. Shri Krishna ke dekhuno muni narinu chinite এটা বলি প্রেমাবশে পাডিলা ভূমিতে. Madhavendra Puri began to lament. I saw Lord Krishna directly, but I could not recognize him. Thus he fell down on the ground in ecstatic love. শনকে রোধন করি মন কইলা ধীরা অজ্ঞান পালন লাগি হইলা সুস্থির. Madhavendra Puri cried for some time, but then he fixed his mind on executing the order of Gopal. Thus he became tranquil. রথস্নান করি পুরী গ্রাম মধ্যে গেলা সব লোক একত্র করি কহিতে লাগিলা.
So this is, sorry, so this is very instructive. Okay, yeah, read the translation.
After taking his morning bath, Madhavendra Puri entered the village and assembled all the people. Then he spoke as follows.
So it's just see, very important. So Madhavendra Puri, he was just sitting, he was chanting, right? That's what we heard he was doing. He was sitting and chanting. And then some boy came, gave him milk, and then he had a dream. And what happened? He got work, right? Now he could no longer sit and chant, right? Isn't it? He got work. I mean, that's how Prabhupada dealt with us. He gave us the beads. He told us, do this, do this, do this. And then he gave us work, right? Seva. Yeah. Shikala, let Shikala read.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. গ্রামের ঈশ্বর তোমার গোবর্ধন ধারী কুঞ্জে আছে চলো তারে বাহিরে করি इस गांव के स्वामी गोवर्धनधारी कुंज में पड़े हुए हैं। आइए चलकर उन्हें उस स्थान से बाहर निकाल ले। अत्यंत निविड़ कुंज नारी प्रवेशिते, उठारी को दालीलो हो द्वार करीते। झाड़ियां इतनी घनी हैं कि हम जंगल में प्रवेश नहीं कर पाएंगे, अतएव रास्ता बनाने के लिए कुल्हाड़े तथा कुदाल ले लो। सुनीलो कतार संगे चलीला हरीशे, कुंज काटी द्वार करी करीला प्रवेशे। यह सुनकर सारे लोग अत्यंत हर्षित हो माधवेंद्रपुरी के साथ चल पड़े। उनके निर्देशानुसार उन्होंने झाड़ियां काटकर रास्ता बनाया और जंगल में प्रवेश किया। ठाकुर देखी लो माटी तृणे आच्छादित, देखी सब लोक होइलो आनंद आनंदे विस्मित। जब उन्होंने अर्चा विग्रह को धूल तथा घास से ढका देखा तो सब आश्चर्य तथा हर्ष से भर गए। आवरण दूर करी करी लो विदिते, महाभारी ठाकुर के हो नारे चालाईते। जब अर्चा विग्रह के शरीर को साफ कर दिया गया तो उनमें से कुछ लोगों ने कहा, यह विग्रह बहुत भारी है, इसे अकेला एक व्यक्ति हिला नहीं सकता।
Yes, Indira
महा
Radha.
ओके,
Yeah, Indira
थैंक
Radha.
यू,
Movie.
थैंक यू।
Thank you. Hare Krishna. महाबलिस्थलोक एकत्र करीना, पर्वत उपरि जेला Puri Thakuralanu. Since the deity was very heavy, some of the stronger men assembled to carry him to the top of the hill. Madhavendra Puri also went there. Patharera Simhasani Thakura Vashala Bada Eka Pathara Prishte Avalambadila. A big stone was made into a throne, and the deity was installed upon it. Another big stone was placed behind the deity for support. Ramera Brahmana Sabha Navagatalana Govinda Kundera Jala Anila Chanina. All the Brahman priests of the village gathered together with 9 water pots, and water from Govinda Kund lake was brought there and filtered. Navashatagata jala kaila upanita nana vadya beri baje strigana gaya gita. When the deity was being installed, 900 pots of water were brought from Govinda Kund. There were musical sounds of bugles and drums and the singing of women. Keha gaye, keha nache, mohotsava haila, dari dugda, greta aila, grame yata chila. During the festival at the installation ceremony, some people sang, some danced. All the milk, yogurt, and clarified butter in the village was brought to the festival. Bhoga Shamagri Aila Sandeshadi Yata Nana Upahara Tahaka Hite Pari Kata. Various foods and sweetmeats, as well as other kinds of presentations, were brought there. I'm unable to describe all this. Tulasi Adi Pushpa Vastra Aila Anek Apani Madhava Puri Kaila Abhishek. The villagers brought a large quantity of tulsi, leaves, flowers, and various kinds of garments. Then Sri Madhavendra Puri personally began the Abhishek, bathing ceremony. Purport: in the Hari Bhakti Vilas, 6th Vilas, verse 30, it is stated that the deity should be bathed in water mixed with yogurt and milk, accompanied by the sounds of conch shells, bells, and other instruments, and the chanting of the mantra Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namaha, as well as the chanting of the Brahma Samhita verses beginning Chintamani Prakara Sadmashukalpa Vriksha Laksha Briteshu Surabir Abhima Palayantam.
Yes, so just see how exciting. It's
Beautiful.
also exciting, right? So so Govardhan Dhari, the proprietor of this village, Govardhan Dhari, is lying in the bushes. Let us go and rescue him. Let us go and rescue him from that place. Oh my God, right?
Beautiful.
So the villagers went, right? And they cut through the bushes. Somehow he was guided, see, in his dream. Madhavendra Puri had the dream. So he was guided to the exact place. This is all what we call mystical, right? And they found him. And now everybody's so happy they found a deity, right? Like I saw one video also, I don't know, somewhere in South India. Suddenly one deity of Krishna, beautiful deity, was washed on the shore. On the shore, God knows how he came there. Beautiful. So they took that, and then ISKCON devotees took the deity somewhere in South India. I saw that video. So God knows what has happened and when Krishna wants to manifest himself. And as soon as deity comes, how everybody goes mad, right? So big festival, everybody's bringing something. That's why Krishna comes, right? He comes when we want to serve him. Then he comes running, right? He comes running. He say, here I am, here I am. So everybody welcomed him. They're chanting, they're singing, they're dancing. They're bringing all food stuff from their homes. Various foods and sweet meats. I don't know why they call it sweet meats. I find that a little bizarre, meat. Why sweet meat? I don't know why sweet meat. Sunday sweet meat. It's like, doesn't sound good word. Anyway, yeah, sweet meats are various kinds of presentations. I'm unable to describe all these. Tulsi, Pushpa, Vastra, right? Everybody wants to give one gift, right? I think that the last that was like in national spectacle was when Ram Lala was installed. I think the entire India, you saw what's described here, right? What's described here, the entire India was mobilized. All caste, all classes of people, whatever their occupation is, everybody, they came together and they carried from wherever the location is to Ayodhya, right? For the deities, right?
But for now, I think Ramlala is not too happy because
Oh, is it?
of so much fraud going on there. The donation.
Sorry?
That's happening in Ayodhya. The donations so many donations are given there every day. So there's a scam going on for the moment.
Is it?
The people who are counting the money, and they took
Okay.
over, I think so. So Ramlala must be very, 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 very angry.
This is still Kali Yuga people, that's how they are. That's how they are in Kali Yuga, right? Yes. It's like a hot tourist place right now. So
Unbelievable.
everybody's making money at the expense of Ramlala, right?
Very, very
Isn't it?
shameful. Yeah,
Yeah,
very shameful.
so that's going to happen, but still knowing all this will happen, just see what what Gopinath told. Just see, this is very important what you are saying. Just see. What he said. I have accepted your service due to your ecstatic love for me. Thus I shall appear and by my audience, all fallen souls will be delivered. Right? Meaning that we are fallen souls, but there is one pure devotee. Right? Because of one pure devotee, Gopinath manifested himself. The others are fallen. They're materialistic, whatever it may be, they're fallen. So because of that one person, so why Ramlala decided to appear again, who knows? Who knows, right? So many things are going to happen. So many things are going to happen. I think that we also know how Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, he also had to deal with the same problem, right? When he put up his mat. And I think Prabhupada also had to deal with the same problem. He actually wrote it in his book. He said that some people join this movement for economic improvement, right? What is that? Meaning that they come and join and then they go off with the hundi, right? And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta also, his secretaries were taking off, money, right? So still it continued. So this will happen, but when the Supreme Lord decide to give mercy, right? Otherwise, I have said earlier, I don't think it is only that outside people came and captured and demolished temples and deities disappeared, right? So meaning internally, also we were not qualified, right? The people were not qualified, so they disappeared. So when they decide to reappear, it's due to the mercy of one pure devotee, right? And maybe also that one pure devotee is representative of so many genuine devotees, who are seekers, right? Who are seekers, they're genuine. So Krishna, he comes back. He doesn't just abandon. And we know very well, gradually all the deities will disappear, temples will disappear, Ganga Devi will disappear, Yamuna Devi will disappear, everything will disappear, right? Then Kalki will come. So while Ram Lala's there, please go take darshan. And we can study, we can study here how Gopinath. So if it came out in the news that there is scam regarding the donation so meaning that purification is going on, right? The thing is going on, right? And saying, when they saw the detail, yeah, so where did we stop? We have a few minutes more. I just got so, I just got so excited, reading this pastime. Okay, text 60. Okay, Shashi.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Amangala dura kari karaile snana bahu dele diya kaile Shri Anga chikan. After all inauspicious things were driven away by the chanting of the mantra, the deity's bathing ceremony started. First, the deity was massaged with a large quantity of oil so that his body became very glossy.
Yeah, so here, meaning this deity is here, but there is Amangala, right? Right? There's Amangala. So it's like in this material world, everything is Amangala. Still, the Supreme Lord is coming and accepting, the worship of the sincere devotees. So Amangala Durakari. Amangala, what is inauspicious. Durakaraila Snana Bahutaila Dia Kaila Shri Anga Chikkana. So the law became very glossy. So we are more interested in seeing the beauty of Ramlala and seeing of what his non-devotees are doing around him, right?
पंचगव्य पंचामृते स्नान कराने Mahasnana Karaile Sata Ghate Dina. After the first bathing, further bathings were conducted with Panchagavya and then with Panch Amrita. Then the Mahasnan was performed with ghee and water, which had been brought in 100 pots. Perfect. The ingredients of Panchagavya are milk, yogurt, ghee, clarified butter, cow urine, and cow dung. All these items come from the cow. Therefore, we can just imagine how important the cow is, since its urine and stool are required for bathing the deity. The Panch Amrita consists of 5 kinds of nectar: yogurt, milk, ghee, honey, and sugar. The major portion of this preparation also comes from the cow. To make it more palatable, sugar and honey are added.
Let's go back. So first, the deity is bathed with large quantity of oil to become glossy. Have you seen this? Everybody takes Nrsimhadev oil, right? Right? So they pour so much oil on him and he looks so glossy. Somebody would like to send a picture on our group. You can find a picture of Nrsimhadev, he's so glossy. So then further bathing were conducted with Panchagavya. So these are all the systems, for deity worship. Yeah. To make it more palatable, sugar and honey are added.
पुन्हा त्याले दिया कायले श्री अंगाची कान शंखे गंध धोका के कायले स्नाना समाधान. After the Mahasnan was finished, the deity was again massaged with scented oil and his body made glossy. And the last bathing ceremony was performed with scented water kept within a conch shell. Perfect. In his commentary on the occasion, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur quotes from the Hari Bhakta Vilas: barley powder, wheat powder, vermilion powder, urad dal powder, and another powder preparation called avata, made by mixing banana powder and ground rice, are applied to the deity's body with a brush made from the hair at the end of cow's tail. This produces a nice finish. The oil smeared over the body of the deity should be scented. To perform the Mahasnan, at least 2.5 manas, about 24 gallons of water are needed to pour over the body of the deity.
You have seen this? You have seen this, how they throw that powder, right? So it's system actually, it's so like Ayurveda, you could say. So Ayurveda. So they have massaged him with large quantity of oil. Then they put in, all these Panchagavya, then Panchamrita, all this. Then again they put scented oil. So again they make him glossy because he's become now, completely like his skin has come all, all oil gone, right? So they put back the oil on him. And this time what they did, they put the powder on him. So that powder, if you're cooking, right, you're making something fried. If you just put some wheat flour, it will just absorb all the oil, right? That's what you do. So this is what they have done now. So they have put the powder. So this gives a nice finish. Right? Then again they bathe him. So then the last bathing ceremony was performed with scented water kept within a conch shell. So meaning that everybody has seen the Abhishek, right? So in the conch shell, then they're pouring this water. Yeah, Anupama Mishra.
Hare Krishna. Text 63. Shri Anga Marjana Kari Vastra Paraila Chandana Tulsi Pushpamala Ange Dila. Translation. After the body of the deity was cleansed, he was dressed very nicely with new garments. Then sandalwood pulp, tulsi garlands, and other fragrant flower garlands were placed upon the body of the deity. Text 64. धूप दीप करी नाना भोग लगाइला दधि दुग्ध संदेशादि यत किचु आइला. After the bathing ceremony was finished, incense and lamps were burned and all kinds of food offered before the deity. These foods included yogurt, milk, and as many sweetmeats as were received. Text 65. सुवासित जल नव पात्रे समर्पिला आचमन दिया से तांबूल निवेदिला. The deity was first offered many varieties of food, then scented drinking water in new pots, and then water for washing the mouth. Finally, pan mixed with a variety of spices was offered.
Yeah, so this is how you have seen all this. So after the bathing ceremony, Abhishek is over, then you have seen the incense, lamp, and the bhoga offering, right? And then, so there is this drinking water. So he has eaten, right? Krishna has eaten. Then you have to wash his mouth. This is a whole there is a whole ceremony on this, how you wash his mouth. 1 minute. Yeah, so then they wash his mouth. Oh, it's just so exciting, all this. You know, like we do it every day, right? We do our puja, we do it every day, but when it is, they are saying that how our acharyas have done, it is coming down since time immemorial, all this deity worship, you know? So, and we are so fortunate. We are just so fortunate that we get the opportunity to do this, this seva. So the deity was first offered many varieties of food, then scented drinking water in new pots, and then water for washing the mouth. You know, one unfortunate thing that's happening in India. See, like outside India, Prabhupada, he taught both the men and the women how to do deity worship. But in India, the women never did deity worship, right? Who were doing the deity worship? It was the men. And when the men are not devotees, then the women, they don't know how to do the deity worship. Because the women, they would assist the husbands in doing their home deity worship. So they knew all the procedures because the woman actually is the backup person. She's getting all this ready, right? And we saw how, you know, everybody had their role. So, yeah, so when the deity was brought out, then the women, they were singing. That was their service. When the deity was being installed, 900 pots of water were brought from Govinda Kund. There were musical sounds of bugles and drums and the singing of women. All right, so that was their service, right? So they were not, you know, doing directly the deity worship, but they had their role. They were singing. So everybody was so happy, right? There was no competition, you know. Anyway, now I'm very sorry that because I'm in this situation when I'm trying to teach the women deity worship, the holding classes everywhere. Please come and attend our deity worship course to teach all this because the women don't know, right? And this is happening because husbands are not devotees. Very few are devotees. Technically speaking, the women, they're not supposed to have initiation. That is, the husband gets initiated and then automatically the woman is part of it. Right? But now because the men are not doing, so therefore the women are having to be trained separately from their husbands. Okay, let's read this last. Amrita Radhe, you have last chance if you are there. last few verses.
Yes, Mataji, please. 4.66, right, Mataji? Artika kori koila bahuta stavana, dandavat kori koila atma samarpana. After the last offering of tambula and pan, Bhog Artik was performed. Finally, everyone offered various prayers and then obeisances, falling flat before the deity in full surrender. 4.67 Gramera Yateka Tandula Gramera Yateka Tandula Dali Godhuma Churna Shakala Aniya Dila Parvat Hoila Purna. As soon as the people of the village had understood that the deity was going to be installed, they had brought their entire stocks of rice, dal, and wheat flour. They brought such large quantities that the entire surface of the top of the hill was filled.
Yes, so
4.
now, yeah. So text 66. So we see how this procedure is followed in all our temples, right? So there's Bhoga, Arti or Mangalati, and then so Arti is over, and then everybody's offering. So Arti means we offering prayers, right? We are singing Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Guru Vastakram or Guru, whatever. We are Tulsi Arti, whatever, and we are offering prayer. If we are offering obeisances. Dandavat Kari Kaila Atma Samarpana. So please, next time you go to the temple, be conscious of what you are doing, not automatic ritual, right? No automatic ritual. And now lately, after that COVID, there was little more discipline. But because of that COVID, so many things we were not allowed to do, and it has spoiled some portion of our practice. Previously, the devotees naturally will offer obeisances. Now I'm seeing sometimes they don't offer obeisance because they were not allowed. During the COVID, they were not allowed to offer obeisances because you have to put your face down, right? Right? And you may contaminate the floor and other people, etc. So this now it becomes like a habit. And previously, when the devotees will offer obeisances like that, then the public will also offer obeisances. Yeah, they would copy. Now they are not doing this. But here's the system. Finally, everyone offered various prayers and then obeisances falling flat before the deity in full surrender. So these are all, methods to break our ego, to reestablish our relationship with Krishna. These are not rituals. These are not just stuff that we read in the book, fatapat, speed reading, and then we are done with it, right? These are to be observed, understood. And again, see, like we just mentioned that as soon as people knew that, understood that deity was going to be installed, they brought all this stuff, meaning that's what we are saying, they give the pouring donation, right? Previously, people would just entire stock of rice, dal, and wheat flour. They brought everything for the deities, right? So this is how, people are just donating. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. Okay, one last, let me see.
Yes,
I think
Mataji.
we should stop here because another, something else is going to happen now. Right? Another paragraph is starting and another description. What happened to all the stuff of rice, dal, wheat that's brought? What happened to all that? Yeah, I'm excited about to read, but I'm sure everybody has something to do. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
अनंत
Hare Krishna.
कृष्ण
Thank you.
हरे कृष्ण